Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a try not to laugh. This is most definitely going to get copyrighted because I'm reacting, but it's whatever. So we gotta pick I gotta pick a video to not laugh at. This also probably will get age restricted. And I'm gonna do 2 to 3 videos. I don't know which ones yet. You think this is a 0% win rate? Alright, let's do this.
Feels weird picking it up. The legacy of that shield is complicated.
Hello. Great.
No.
You honestly deserve to miss that shot now. Hello. Mate, you good? You good, mate? What? This isn't funny.
I feel good.
นี้เธอมารักกันตรงนี้เว้ย
I will call
No.
I guess I have to do it myself. I know it's not.
Coronavirus
so high tonight, and as long as I got my suit.
Run.
فلوس مالي مشكلة حبيبي.
No.
What? Oh.
Oh my god.
Harmanım, baba nerede çarşafım? Gördüğüm bu paket.
Vay olmaz ha.
Nhung ơi.
Alright, this isn't very funny. So we're gonna do Peppa Pig because that's usually very funny.
Looking for an education that can support online learning? Enter Strayer.
Hello, Peppa. Let's do a bicycle race. Okay, ready, steady, go!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
Oh no!
What's the matter, Peppa?
My tyre has gone flat.
It's only a puncture. I'm a bit of an expert at mending punctures. First, we take off the wheel. Next, we take the tyre off the wheel.
Are you coming, Peppa?
No.
Water.
Can you do it quickly, Daddy?
I won't be long, Peppa. While you wait, you could pretend to ride a bicycle.
Pretend?
Yes, your very own pretend bicycle.
Okay, I have thought of a very nice bike.
Oh, oh.
I'm riding my bicycle.
No,
La, la, la,
not the
la, la, la.
hydro flask again.
Why are you
Not the
walking
hydro
funny?
flask
I'm
again.
not walking,
Not
Susie.
the hydro
Where's your
flask.
bicycle? It's here. It's a pretend bicycle. It's got sparkly
Red.
and it's painted.
The blood of my enemies.
Ooh. I wish I had a pretend bicycle. You can, and it can be anything
Not
you
the hydro
like.
flask.
Okay, my pretend bicycle is pink
Brown.
and fluffy. Wow.
Why are you doing shit?
George catches a
Coronavirus.
No.
Today it is raining a little bit.
Peppa, George, put your rain clothes on.
When it rains, Peppa and George must wear their rain clothes.
Yuck.
George does not like wearing his rain hat.
George, you must keep your hat on.
Why?
Because you must keep dry.
Why?
Because you might catch a coronavirus.
Why?
George, do you want to play in the garden? Then keep your hat on.
Come on, George.
Peppa and George are going to jump in muddy puddles.
Yuck.
George does not want to wear his rain hat.
Peppa! George!
Come inside. The rain's too heavy to play in now.
Oh, George, where's your hat?
Achoo.
George has caught a...
Coronavirus.
Achoo.
Oh, poor little George. You don't sound well.
Don't worry. I'll ring Dr. Brown Bear.
Dr. Brown Bear speaking. I see. Put George to bed and I'll be straight round.
Thank you, Dr. Brown Bear. Goodbye.
Will George be taken to hospital and given medicine?
No. George just has to go to bed.
Oh, so George is not really properly ill. Achoo! Ugh, that's disgusting.
Poor George. Let's get you straight to bed.
George, you have to stay in bed for a bit.
No.
George does not want to stay in bed.
Achoo!
George, you have to stay in bed until you are better.
Why?
Because you have to keep warm.
Why?
Because Dr. Brown Bear says so.
Hello, where's my patient? Open wide and say, ah.
George is a little bit worried.
Peppa, you're big and brave. Can you show George how to say, ah?
Of course. Ah! Ah!
George has caught a...
Coronavirus.
Does George need medicine?
No, but he can have some nice warm milk at bedtime to help him sleep.
Thank you, Dr. Brown Bear.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Oh, yes, because it all of a sudden stops raining. Yes, that makes complete sense.
Let's get out there and help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Somebody ate my donuts.
This is an active crime scene. To look for forensic evidence, Yakko, turn on the black light. Nothing unusual there.
George has been in bed all day. Now it is Peppa's bedtime.
George, are you better? Achoo!
George is not better.
Achoo! George, please don't sneeze so loudly. This is impossible.
George, here's some nice warm milk to help you sleep.
The warm milk makes George feel very, very sleepy.
Good night, my little piggies.
Ah, it's so nice and quiet.
It is morning. George has slept very well. George is better.
Come on, everyone. It's a lovely sunny day.
George is wearing his rain hat. He doesn't want to catch another...
Coronavirus.
Oh, George, you don't need to wear your hat.
Why?
Because it's hot and sunny.
Why? George, can you stop saying why all the time? Why?
George certainly is better.
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George. This is Mummy Pig. And this is Daddy Pig. Peppa Pig.
Mummy Pig is wearing her swimming costume. Peppa is wearing her swimming costume.
Hurry up, George. Everyone's waiting.
George is wearing his swimming costume.
Where's the pool water? Oh.
It is George's first time at the swimming pool.
Why don't you put just one foot into the water? Maybe you should try the other foot.
Maybe George should try both feet at the same time.
Good idea. Well done, George. But you don't need to splash quite so much.
Here is Rebecca Rabbit with her little brother, Richard Rabbit.
Hello, Rebecca. Hello, everyone.
Richard, hold on to this float and you can practice kicking your legs.
George, would you like to try kicking your legs?
Using Squarespace helped my business grow from a journal to a web.
See, the hidden thing about Peppa Pig is that Peppa sucks. That's just it. Yeah, I can see that.
Very good, but try not to splash.
Big children don't splash. We're very good at swimming. When George and Richard are older, they'll be able to swim like us. Won't they, Rebecca? Yes. Oh.
Richard has a toy watering can.
Stop it, Richard.
Ah! Okay, we're gonna watch Daycare Story. Actually, I already watched this one, so shout out to the creators. Please don't copyright claim me. What do I want to watch? Which do I want to watch? Last video. I want to watch Christmas in the Hospital.
There are so many things to enjoy about the holiday season. Fun decorations, hot chocolate, rampant consumerism. But sometimes the most enjoyable things are the smallest things. And sometimes those small things are dangerously enjoyable. So much fun that somehow you end up spending Christmas in the hospital. So this happened when I was about 7 years old. And the thing you need to know about me is that I love solving puzzles. Not necessarily jigsaw puzzles in particular, but any kind of puzzle like Rubik's Cube, Sudoku, anything where there's an unknown solution, but everything you need to find it is already in your head. There's something absolutely magical about that to me. So every December, when a small trickle of presents from family and friends would start appearing under our Christmas tree, I saw them as puzzles begging to be solved. It was my annual grand challenge to figure out what could possibly be in those boxes before the 25th. Now, of course I could cheat. I could peel the wrapping paper back just enough to get a peek at the box. And I won't lie, I may have done that a few times, but not only is that a great way to get into trouble, Timothy, it's also much less satisfying than figuring it out on your own. Shaking the boxes, on the other hand, anything you can observe without tearing the paper is perfectly fair game in my book. Feeling how heavy a box is and how the weight distributes inside is pretty often just enough to solve the puzzle. Maybe you can feel, through the paper, that one side of the box is flimsy plastic. That could be the window that displays a remote control car. Maybe turning it over causes an avalanche of tiny plastic pieces within. That can only be Legos. The problem is that my mom would usually hide anything too obvious until the night before Christmas, which meant that usually the only puzzles left for me to solve were the hardest ones. And I know what you're thinking. Why don't I just snoop? Mom's closet, crawl space, back of the fridge, no dice. Apparently, one year my brother used the old credit card trick to open up my mom's locked closet to find all the gifts she had hidden away. Ever since then, my mom would hide presents at her office. I never had a chance. For my first few Christmases, I never successfully guessed what my presents were. Until one year, when a very peculiar present showed up. And for some reason, my mom decided to just put it under the tree instead of taking it to her office. It didn't come in a box, it was wide and flat, and with what I can only describe as a small cylinder sticking up from the middle, which made the wrapping paper drape down toward the edges, like a really short tent. Fascinating. I puzzled for days, trying my hardest to figure out what could possibly take this strange shape. I puzzled and puzzled till my puzzler was sore, until finally, for the first time in my 7 years, I successfully guessed what a present was. The minute it clicked, I just knew I had to be right. There's nothing else it could be. I was straight up shaking in excitement, frothing at the mouth. I solved it. I had a few weeks to wait before I could find out if I was right or not, but my excitement didn't really die down. I don't know if you've ever experienced the rush of solving a puzzle, but let me tell you, it doesn't get much better than that. One morning when I was taking a bath before school, I noticed a little red spot on my leg. It was kind of puffy, I don't know, but it didn't look good. So I asked my mom and she said I must have gotten bit by a spider in my sleep, which Mom, there are spiders in my bed? The next day, the red puffy spot had gotten bigger, and it was like, oh, that's probably not good. And the next day, there were a bunch more red puffy spots all over, everywhere. And I was like, oh, that's really not good. I can't remember exactly how long it took to realize that this wasn't about to stop on its own, but on Christmas Eve, we went to the hospital. Apparently, I was so excited that I broke out in hives. My fragile little body just couldn't handle it. And if Benadryl wasn't a thing, it would have spread to my trachea and murdered me. All of that for the dumbest present imaginable. I just want to reiterate, I wasn't excited for the present. I was just excited that I figured it out, okay? It was one of those coin collector maps with a little slot for a quarter from each state and a stack of quarters. And the worst part is that when my mom saw it, she goes, I guess you really like coin collecting, huh? Boy, it feels good to get another video done. You might have noticed that I've been posting pretty consistently this year.
Well, I'd say that was, yes.